Welcome once again. So I managed to find a match, and then I choose the roaming lane. Afterwards, I requested for Esmeralda to be banned. However, it was to no avail. Subsequently, I picked Johnson as my hero. Then to my shock, they almost picked Esmeralda. Luckily, they did not. At last, the match began. And I want to keep on reminding you the importance of acquiring roaming item. At the moment, I helped my jungler slaughter his objectives. Then I noticed my gold lane was engaging to the enemy's marksman. So of course, yours truly and my mage went there to assist him. But unfortunately, we were too late. So we avenged his death, and I carved an expiration date, with their marksman's name written all over it. Then suddenly, Natalia showed herself, but eventually ran away. Afterwards, I pre-purchased anti-cuirass, because it is good for skill-based hero. Like for example, Yin. Then I watch over my marksman. Suddenly, their support snuck to me. I accidentally targeted Mia with my stun. Then their jungler arrived, sending me into another dimension. Then we fought one-on-one. Notice that. It was so one-sided, and he was so aggressive, but I survived eventually. Here I went to the top lane, because their marksman was farming freely the gold bonus in our tower. I went there just to throw my first skill. I can't really do much without my ultimate. Then I was heading into the bot lane to help Zilong. Unfortunately, their jungler was already planning an attack, so together with Zilong, we fought 3 opponents. Then Yin used his ultimate towards Zilong, so I was left alone and engaging with 2 opponents, so I retreated back to my tower. Fortunately, Zilong managed to win their duel afterwards. Zilong and I teleported back to base, then I unlocked my ultimate, and this was where the fun began, so I used my ultimate. Finding a worthy opponent to smash, of course with the help of the mini-map, then I targeted Sicilian, and it went so bad for him. Subsequently, Zilong attacked Alpha. He managed to escape, but he was not so lucky though, meeting the same fate as Sicilian was. Then I noticed Natalia heading to bot lane, so I went after her. However, our jungler was ambushed by their marksman in the mid lane, so I tried to help him, but suddenly, he sent him into another dimension, so I wait, and hoping that he survived. However, I was wrong. Then they started attacking me, so I retreated back to my tower. I was about to teleport, but I was so pissed against them, so I used my ultimate to target Sicilian. But sadly, I missed. Then Zilong assisted me. However, he managed to ran using his battle spell. Fortunately, Zilong managed to send us back to his creator. Here we waited in bush for Alpha to get near us, but he did not. Unluckily for Nana, though, she was ganked. Then my ultimate was off cooldown, and then used it, storming through their defenses to avenge Nana's death. We slaughtered their jungler. Then we proceeded in taking down the turtle. However, their marksman arrived. Together with their mage, they obliterated us. As you can see, we were defenseless. Luckily, though, our jungler managed to steal the objective. Afterwards, I respawn, and I wait for Zilong, then used my ultimate. Together, we haunt an enemy. I used the mini-map in order to navigate through narrow terrain, and I spotted Mia in the mid lane, so we slaughtered her, sending her back to her ancestors. Then my ultimate was available, so I used it and rushed to help my jungler, boosting my speed using my second skill. Then I smashed to Alpha. He then activated his vengeance. Luckily, my marksman arrived to help by dealing more damage. Then their jungler used his ultimate towards me. I thought it was the end for me, but I managed to run inside his ultimate, long for me to survive, for my freedom, but not for long. At this point, the jungler almost escaped, but still suffered the same fate as I do after I respawned. I immediately used my ultimate to assist my teammates in the mid lane, boosting my speed. Then I made contact with Mia, that separated her soul from her body. Then I noticed that our jungler was being chased by Yin, so in turn, we also chased him back. But the difference was that he had a chance to meet his own creator. Subsequently, I used my ultimate. Then I purchased blade armor, which is good for Mia. Then I noticed Natalia slaughtering our marksman, so we chased her. But unfortunately, she managed to escape. Afterwards, I saw Mia pushing in the top lane, so I went after her using my legs. I threw my first skill to her, then close our gap as I moved closer. As you can see, the blade armor was so effective. Then I proceeded to put an expiration date with her name written all over it. Subsequently, for a cool transition, I used my ultimate, heading to the bot lane. Then I used my mini-map to help me navigate. Then my mage hitched a ride with me, Sadly, though, Moskov pushed Sicilian away, and I missed. Sicilian almost managed to escape away from us, but unfortunately for him, though, he encountered our jungler, sending him back to the land of dead. Afterwards, we spotted Alpha, so we fought against him. However, he activated his vengeance, and followed by their support arriving. Then I almost ceased to exist. Luckily, though, I survived. Then I was about to retreat, but I need to help Zilong, and used my ultimate, committing a crime against Alpha. Subsequently, I was recalling back to base, then their support showed herself, and I managed to survive. Then I used my ultimate, looking for a suitable target by the help of my mini-map. My marksman hitched a ride with me, and then I spotted Yin, so I used my second skill and smashed against him, sending him back to his ancestors. Then my ultimate was off cooldown, so I used it and tried to help my teammates. The first thing I did was, by the help of my mini-map, I fetched Nana, and then together, we engaged towards Alpha, helping Zilong. But the jungler arrived. I managed to end the life of Yin, and also Alpha suffered the same fate as their jungler had. Then we proceeded to take down the Lord, because they were wiped out. Afterwards, I teleported back to base and wait for my ultimate, and together with Zilong, I used my ultimate and headed to where Nana were to help her, and she managed to slaughter their marksman. Unfortunately for her, she did not survive that long, so I used my mini-map and tried to locate where Natalia was. However, I failed, so me and Zilong just wandered around the map until someone shows up in the mini-map, but there's none. So I used my intuition and headed to their mid lane. There we spotted Alpha and sent him back to where he belonged. Afterwards, Zilong pursued Sicilian and put an end to his life. Then I acquired Dominance Ice, good against healers, and then pre-purchased Radiant Armor, and this item is good against their mage. Later on, our Lord was pushing the enemy's lane, so we helped out and destroyed their bottom tower. Then Natalia showed out of nowhere, so I put an expiration date with her name on it. Then there were Tahiros defending the base, and our jungler managed to make it one. Then Sicilian respawned, but not for long, because Zilong engaged against him, and I helped him out. Afterwards, we pushed through, destroying their mid lane, and since Alpha was the only one left standing, so we slaughtered him with no mercy, subsequently ending the game. If you manage to finish the video, and by any chance you enjoy it, then you have my gratitude. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Also turn on the notification bell. This is Journalistic Gaming signing off.